Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Without Context podcast. I'm your host for today, as Sharky's not here, Duck, and with me are my friends and co-hosts, Decavolty and Skyebreaker.
Hello.
So today, we will be doing a get to know you with the three of us. You've had a lot of time with Deca here, less time with me and Sky.
We're mentally ill.
Should say just to be completely clear, Sharky, our normal editor, is editing the finale for Dummies D20s for the Naruto campaign.
Whispers of Ruin.
Whispers of Ruin. If you haven't looked at it yet, you should. It's a lot.
It is
Sky
a
and
lot.
I are both in it. It's a lot.
Yes. These two are in it, and it's a lot.
To give you all a sneak preview, the finale is 5 hours long.
The recording is 5 hours long.
The finale will probably be at least 4.5 hours long.
I don't know how much he's going to trim, but it'd be like that.
It'd be like that.
Today we're doing what? AI is going to ask us questions. Or is it just a random generator? Those are very different things.
It's just a list that I found.
Oh, even better.
Even better.
Even better. And we're going to answer them.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. I have an answer for everything.
Whether or not it's a good answer.
Exactly. You get it.
All right. So to start us off, I guess, hang on. We're a man of science. We can do this.
We have the technology.
So I'm gonna roll a D3. I guess I'll be 1, Deca 2, Sky 3, because that's the order we are on my screen. And that'll be who answers the question. That work for y'all?
Works for me.
Alright, let's see. So the first one is a 3.
Oh no.
Oh no. So as you eat your, what is that, candy bacon?
Yeah, it's Airhead Extremes. Not sponsored.
Yeah, candy bacon. Alright. Sky, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Anywhere in the world. We're gonna go with Buzz. Close proximity. All the Asian stuff. And it's not America.
That's the real.
Yeah. I will not elaborate.
You kind of did. You didn't have to say much, but you did.
Only downside is its close proximity to West Taiwan.
That is true.
But that's okay. I look like them. It's fine.
I look like them. It's fine. I actually, I know we're a little starved for time, but I wanted to ask a question about that. Is there like a thing where like people from mainland would know you're not from the mainland if you just like interact with them for a little bit?
Sometimes not. I guess the accent. That's really it. When you speak Chinese, the accent's a little different. That's really it. There's no way to tell because we're all ethnically Chinese. Most of us are ethnically. So it's hard to tell.
I know Mexican, and if you go to Mexico, even if I spoke like perfect Spanish, if I went down there and spoke to them, they'd like know in like 5 seconds, oh, you're from America.
I think it's the way you carry yourself, the way you speak, your mannerisms.
Mm.
Yeah, all of the above.
All of the above.
Mm-mm-mm.
All right. Next question.
Let's see. There's again for Sky.
Oh no.
2 in a row. If you could have coffee with any historical figure, who would you choose?
Oh Lord, I don't even know. I don't like historical figures enough.
I don't know history.
I don't know history. Any historical figure. I feel like one of those like Renaissance artists. Any of them. would have some pretty buck wild stories.
You just want the one that painted dicks on the ceiling.
Yeah, basically, he's like, I'm gonna, or one that like just carved dicks like into marble, and it's like, this is what I want to do. I feel like they have some insane stories.
It's just weird Roman orgies and carving dicks out of marble.
Basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I don't appreciate intellectual conversation enough.
All right, let's see. Oh no, the next one's for me.
Oh, good.
All right, me.
It's like you guys haven't been here in a while or something.
What was my favorite subject in school? Honestly, like the class I enjoyed most in high school was probably physics. Just because like I like doing shit with my hands, and so doing like all the weird physics science experiments was always very fun.
Mm.
Plus, I eventually got to TA for that class, so I just like chilled for half my day basically, and got to set up like whoop jars and watch people build shit. So that was neat.
You seem like a physics kind of bitch.
Do I?
Yeah. I was gonna say some kind of science, but like also kind of math, and that's exactly what physics is. So
yeah, fair enough.
A lot of science is just it's a sliding scale of how much math and how much science is in there.
that's exactly.
And physics is like this much science and like this much math.
Yeah, it's applied mathematics.
Yeah.
Oh look, okay, you're next.
Oh hey.
What is your favorite trip that you've ever taken?
If you asked me after this weekend, I might have said that. Let's see. My favorite trip that I've taken has to be one of my first when I just went completely by myself. I'm like 18 and a half at this point. And I just go to California just by myself.
Love
on a
that
bus.
for you.
Head just going west. I went to meet up with my girlfriend at the time, and it was a fun time. It was a lot of, what 18-year-olds do. I just remember walking down the street, and like just some dude is like, "Hey, how's it going, bro?" And I'm like, "Hey, how's it going?" And it was just like that one interaction where we're just crossing paths on the street, and my girlfriend goes, "Do you guys know each other?" Like, nah.
Nope.
Nah.
Not in the slightest.
And she's just like, "Oh, is that just a Mexican thing?" I was like, "Probably."
Feels racist, but I'll allow it.
I think she was a little, but that's fine.
All right, let's see. Next, Deca again.
Oh,
What star sign are you?
Capricorn.
It's fairly cut and dry.
That means nothing to me.
As if you couldn't tell.
That's the fish goat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fish goat.
Fish goat.
In Chinese zodiac, I'm a snake.
Sneaky snake.
Yeah,
Mhm.
snake. Gazoom type.
Thanks.
I think those are the only two I know off the top of my head.
That's fair. Alvin.
Yes.
What anagram type are you?
Huh?
You know the like INFP?
Oh, yeah, I'm an INTP.
INTP?
Uh-huh.
I don't know what that means.
You
you listeners, you figure that out.
You know, this would have been good to have. Anxiety lasagna.
The logician.
Oh, wait. No, I'm wrong. That's not what it is.
Is
Not that one. It's the the reformer, the helper, the achiever, the individualist. That bitch. That's a different test.
I was like, that's the Myers-Briggs, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know that one.
All right. I don't know.
Give me a different one.
We'll do the next question. Are you an introvert or an extrovert? I feel like we touched on that.
We just talked. I'm an introvert. It's weird because I am My wife describes me as introverted extrovert. I'm not comfortable in a lot of social situations, but if I am,
Feel like I
think that's all
should
three
be
of us.
flipped. Yeah, I feel like
Whatever
it should
it
be
is.
flipped though. You're more of an extroverted introvert.
whichever it is.
But that's all three of us, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just having talked to you guys for a decade at this point. Like I think all of us have that. Like we're normally quiet in like random social circles, but if you're around other people that like you vibe with, you're incapable of shutting the fuck up.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty accurate.
Yep.
That's fair. Okay, buddy. It's you again.
Oh, okay.
Oh no. Oh, this question was made for you.
Oh no.
If you won $10 million tomorrow, what are you spending it on?
The 99 burglars great value complex.
We can't call it a complex.
Compound.
That's
Yeah,
worse.
on a compound, that's much worse.
Prison.
There we go. That's the one.
That's the bitch.
God, keep it contained.
You can't call it a compound. You can blame Mormons for that.
Yeah.
I feel like there's other people to blame first, but we'll go with that.
The real answer is somewhere along those lines. It's like make sure I'm comfortable, and then spend the rest on my friends and myself.
All out.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If it means getting them all out of the country and building said prison, yeah.
Look, if you just buy an island somewhere in international waters.
Yeah, but we need internet. We're all.
If you have $10 million, I'm sure you can have it set up.
I don't know. Maybe something like that. Don't mind me eating my weight in candy, though.
Okay.
That was
me.
sense.
If I had to write a book tomorrow, what would I write about? Fuck, man. I don't know.
I feel like you've written a book.
I have not.
Really?
I have not written a book. No. Not what I would consider a book anyway. I've written like comic books and stuff when I was a kid. I think the closest thing currently that I have going is I'm working on actually it's right here. I have this nice leather-bound journal that I'm working on filling, and it's gonna take forever to fill it. But it's currently camera's not gonna focus, but it's poetry inside of it.
Ooh,
I think I've got like
go.
4 poems in it. And my friend and I counted, and I think it's gonna take like close to a year's worth if I write every day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's gonna be a while, but maybe at some point I'll publish a poetry book.
That sounds like a great idea.
Deca,
Yo.
what is your biggest pet peeve?
Ooh. I think my biggest pet peeve is when we have a conversation. If you don't tell me what you want within the first 2 sentences, I tune out.
What?
Exactly. Like I am all about like, hey, I am all about having small talk. That's fine. But if your small talk is just a way to like inch your way into like something that you want me to do or you want, just start with that.
That's fair. Don't beat around the bush. Hi, Sarah. Just come out with it.
Yep.
Me.
Ooh.
What do I think the world will look like in 5 years? Bitch, if the last 5 years are anything to go by, I have no fucking idea.
You can go anyway at that point.
Honestly, like before 2020, there was probably like a fairly reasonable expectation as to where the world would go, and you could try to predict it. The shit's just hit the fan at this point. I don't fucking know anymore. What will
Yeah.
my world look like in 5 years? Maybe. Hopefully, I'm in a different job, doing something sustainable that I can enjoy. Maybe I'll have my master's degree by then. I'll probably be living in a different state, I can imagine. And hopefully I'm near my friends. Because I'm tired of only being able to see everyone via the internet. And I want
My
to meet
brother in
space
Christ, you are hours from Sharky.
And I haven't been invited. I cannot simply appear. That is not how this
Okay,
works.
okay, vampire.
I know where this goes.
There are rules of engagement. Alvin, what do you think the world will look like in 50 years?
Hopefully I'll be dead.
Jesus Christ.
There it is.
I don't know. 50 years is a long time.
It's a long ass time.
Yeah.
I haven't even lived the first 50 yet. I don't know.
We're
Ideally,
in
better.
2073.
I mentally cannot comprehend.
I'm with you right there. I couldn't
Yeah.
comprehend it either.
Like, if I don't know, 50 years, ideally, it's back to normal-ish somehow.
Whatever
Some of
normal
it-
looks like.
Some of the things that I am doing right now will become ancient history in 50 years.
Easily.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know, man. A flying car for once, maybe.
They've been saying that for 10 years.
I think
Hopefully,
they've been saying that
you
longer
know
than
what?
10.
The world's gonna look like Elon Musk is just dead, ideally.
Yeah.
This is a
Or in
threat, by the way.
some form of cryostasis somewhere on the moon or in Mars.
Hopefully, Taiwan expands west. That's what I want. No more West Taiwan, just West Taiwan.
Just one Taiwan.
Just Taiwan united. Deca.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this will be a good one. If you had to eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
It's steak and it's not even close. I am from Texas. This
That's
is what we
fair.
do.
You are from Texas, but you're also
Mexican?
not white. Yeah. I was waiting to see if it would be something,
So
not just Texas.
cultural.
Yeah.
The thing about steak is that when I say steak, it doesn't just have to be a T-bone every day. I can make steak fajitas. I can make I can use all different sorts of like cow parts and call it a steak.
That's fair. You have chicken fried steak. That's
chicken fried
technically
steak. I've always been able to get out of those ones because I can make chicken fajitas. I can make beef fajitas. I can make pork fajitas if I'm really desperate.
Loopholes, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Pozole.
Deca, again. What would be the title of a book about you if your worst enemy wrote it?
We got there, I guess. The Jeremy Ramirez story.
It's a pretty good one.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. I think I'm just dying.
That's a mood. All right. Alvin,
Yeah.
what's your favorite color and what do you think that says about you?
My favorite color is purple. And it says I'm a basic ass bitch. I don't know. I think purple has a lot of versatility, but it's not something I would necessarily wear. Pokemon is purple.
Is right there.
He's right
You
there.
Literally, we're pointing to him.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, purple is a nice color to look at. Liddy in it. Be to wear. It's nice to look at. So Oh, my wife has purple hair.
That's why you like it. No
Yeah,
other reason.
no other reason.
Also, I don't know if you've seen these, but I found them at
My purple
Walmart.
hair wife. It's my favorite color.
Oh, Gengar slippers.
Oh. My
So if you
wife's
want a pair, Walmart.
my wife's looking desperately for the Gengar Squishmallow for me.
I will keep an eye out and see if I see it around here. Not that I ever leave my house.
Yeah,
except
same.
when I'm forced to for work.
Not me going somewhere this weekend and having got back from somewhere last weekend.
I will say I am going out this weekend. I'm going to a show.
Yeah.
Me, this is bullshit. I don't want to answer questions. What do people misunderstand about me the most?
Ooh.
I think this goes for a lot of heavy-set people, which I am 6'2" and pushing 300 pounds. I am a large man. People tend to think just because you're heavy doesn't mean you're in shape. You can have a lot of weight on you and still be very athletic. You can be very quiet when you move. Like, I surprise people all the fucking time when I just show up in a room because they do not hear me come in.
Yeah, that's fair.
The guy they modeled Thor from God of War Ragnarok. That guy is, he's got what looks like a beer belly, but that's just what strong men look like.
Mm-hmm. There's a very big difference between bodybuilders who build for appearance and strongmen who build for I'm not going to break my spine while I'm fighting bears in a forest.
Yeah.
So
they do very different things.
yes. All right. Let's see. Alvin, what's your favorite childhood memory?
My favorite childhood memory. It's hard not because I have a bunch, it's hard because it was traumatic.
Well, it do be like that though.
My favorite childhood memory is probably from when I was maybe 4 or 5, maybe a little bit older, maybe 7 or 8, and having my family actually go on vacation. Parents owned a restaurant. Me, my mom, my dad, my sister all went Disney together. The whole Disney thing. And
Disney World.
yeah,
World.
nice to see my parents relax for once, even though I was like super young. But that one.
I have a feeling we all have that in common, where our parents have likely just worked themselves to the bone. And yeah.
Alvin and I are people of color. That's just what happened. That's just what our parents did.
Immigrant life.
And I wasn't born into middle or upper class, so
That'll do
here
it.
I am.
Unfortunate.
Me, bullshit. Where did I meet my spouse or significant other? Online, playing D&D.
Hell yeah.
Because I would, which honestly, like, no flack to anyone that finds their significant other through dating apps or anything. Like, I know
Like
plenty
me.
of people. I know plenty of people that have relationships like that, and it's great. But I guess the best description would be pan-romantic. And like, I need that connection with somebody before I even start to consider them romantically. Having known my partner for like a year and a half before we started dating, that was much better for me than like, hey, you up? Yeah. That ain't it. Not for me.
What that mouth
You do
do?
you.
What that mouth do?
Look, if that's how you get your forever, more power to you.
Valid. Good for you.
Deca.
Hi.
What's your biggest failure, and what did you learn from that experience?
My biggest failure. Ooh, that's a deep one. I was recently let go by the company that I worked for, citing performance issues. I think the thing I learned the most about it, and this is just something in general, is when you are not meeting your performance to, even if it feels like a slog, to continue to work at it and try to like keep your nose to the grindstone, or die trying, I guess.
I mean, I've got two opinions on that, where it's, yeah, you should work to the best of your ability, but also remember that, like, this company, any company, will likely replace you at the drop of a hat before,
they did.
like, yeah, exactly. So, fuck capitalism.
Yeah, it's like work. I think the basic thing is like work to the best of your ability that you're compensated.
Correct.
Yeah. Work for your work your wage, not your capability.
Your skill, yeah, basically.
Yeah. I'm very much the type of person to be like, I find comfort in, I am a fucking manager's wet dream, because I do take validation, or I guess I derive enjoyment from a job well done.
Yeah, that's fair. It's just
There's nothing wrong with that. It's just most employers suck.
Correct.
That's what it comes down to.
Correct.
Okay. Deca,
Uh-huh.
you again.
Me again.
If you could be remembered for one thing, what do you think it would be?
I have currently...
Hold on, I have an answer.
Oh no! Oh no!
I have an answer for them. It's
go for
playing D&D at the Red Fair.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. That is what I'm currently known for.
Love that.
So for those of us who are unaware, there was it was like four years ago or something like that at this point. I promised my players, hey, we just had a really shitty TPK. I'm gonna say it here. The DM fucking kind of just did that. It's not wise to have a group of like 5 level 4s go against an adult black dragon. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And we had a TPK. It was a really emotional session. There's a lot of bullshit going on in it, and one of the players sacrificed their player character so that the rest of us could have our characters come back somehow. It was weird. But I was like, you know what, guys, I'll run a one shot. We'll be stupid goblins in the woods. We'll just, have fun and just, explore that. And I ran the one shot, and I was like, wait, fuck, I have the Ren Fence this weekend. I'll run in the woods. And then I took a headset, just like a regular headset that connects to a phone, back when phones had jacks. Remember when phones had audio jacks, guys?
Yep.
Yeah, it pissed me off. I thought mine did the other day, and guess what?
It does not.
It does
Do not.
So I got a phone with an audio jack. I brought all my dice. I wrote the character sheets that I was going to use for antagonists down, and wrote down any special abilities they had. I just kept doing minus when a character hit them, and we ran a one shot. And there was a couple of times where, because what I'll do is my eyes are like full because I'm incapable of blinking most times, especially when I'm deep in a conversation like I am right now. My eyes don't do anything, and so when I'm looking at someone and like narrating what's going on, I'll talk like this, and they'll think I'm talking to them, and I have to real quickly be like, no, I have to point at my headset or something like, I'm in here, guys, don't worry.
Love that.
It's on brand.
It's on brand.
All right. Me. What's the best compliment I've ever gotten? I remember the one that stood out the most to me, probably because it was the first one that I got, which should say something because I was in like 8th grade, which, you know, male presenting people getting compliments. But like one of my classmates that like I barely talked to was like handing back tests or something for the teacher, and she stopped and looked at me, and I was like, yeah, like what's up? And she was just like, you have really pretty eyes, and just kept walking. And I was
To be
like,
fair, absolutely correct. Absolutely correct.
Also, side note, I'm colorblind, and I definitely thought my eyes were green for years. They are not. They are blue.
Look at me, a white man with blue eyes.
But yeah, so that was, I guess, the best compliment I've ever gotten as far as like appearance goes. Other than that, I think the favorite one I've gotten is particularly female presenting friends saying that they feel safe around me.
That's a good one.
I absolutely love like knowing that, again, despite being a large man, my female friends know that like, one, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to try anything because that's not the type of person I am. And two, that if something were to happen, I would step in and do what I can to protect them.
Valid, good compliment, good answer.
Yeah. Me again. I don't like this. And what's an insult you've received that you're proud of?
Hey.
Two sides of the coin here. That I've received that I'm proud of. I don't know if it was an insult per se, but it was from one of my managers at a former job. And they told me that I ask too many questions.
Fair enough.
Which, like,
interesting.
Fair and valid. Like, it can be annoying when people ask you how to do everything. But given, like, I was asking questions to understand my job so that I didn't need to call the manager about things and I could just run this hotel, like, by myself if I had to, I feel like it was a valid thing.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
And, like, I ask questions to have an understanding of what I'm doing. Like, sure, you can give me directions and I can fucking do it. But so could a monkey. Like, I want to understand why I'm doing it. That way, when shit hits the fan, which inevitably it does, I can actually do something about it. Deca.
Oh, hi.
How would your parents describe what you do?
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I have actually heard them describe me because, and I wonder if Alvin gets this too. Whenever you're at a big dinner situation with the rest of your family, the first thing your parents do, oh yeah, my I'm using son here interchangeably because I am not a man, but that's what they go with. Oh, my son does this. He does that. You know, he gets money from people to play D&D and stuff like that. And I wonder if Alvin gets something similar.
It's hard to say. It's only because I do work in an office, so it's like do IT. So it's like more traditional. It's same vein, but slightly different.
Do your parents know what you do though?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. So well, it's one of those things where like I can't speak for other families, but I do think this is a person of color thing. Is when you're at the thing with the rest of your with the rest of their side of the family, for example, it's a fucking brag off.
Yeah,
it's a competition.
It's always is.
They're always trying to one up their siblings. Oh, your son did this. Your son's in the army. Well, my son plays D&D and gets paid for it.
Well, my son enjoys their life.
But yeah, I do think that it's something along those lines of like, yeah, my he I guess prior to like 2 weeks ago, yeah, he works at a factory. It like that's like 10 minutes away. He drives a forklift all day.
It's fair.
Next is Deca.
Uh-huh.
What's a funny story your family tells about you that you would like to share?
All right. I have a good one. When I was 4, there's home videos somewhere in one of the various properties I've stayed at, where my mom has a camera pointing at me and is like, "What'd you do, Jerry?" And I'm like, "Nothing." And I have my hands behind my back.
Oh no.
And underneath, on the floor where you just see a slowly dripping pool of blood.
Oh no.
I'll get there in a sec.
Jerry?
I'll get there in a sec. My face is slowly turning pale as she's asking this.
Oh, no.
And what I had done prior was tried to cut open an orange with a butcher knife. I missed.
Oh no.
And yeah, she's just like asking me what happened, and I'm just like, nothing, ma. And I'm just slowly losing the color in my face.
Passing out.
Avocado hand.
I still have the scar on here somewhere. It was his finger.
Alvin,
Yes.
what is your favorite holiday movie, and what does that say about you?
I don't think I have one. Holiday. I did not. It just wasn't. It has baffled my wife. But of the ones I have watched, adult, really don't have an answer for this. I didn't watch holiday movie. I only watched part of Frosty the Snowman for the first time weeks ago.
I very recently watched The Year Without Santa Claus, like maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I know I had a friend who wanted to do like a routine to one of the Miser songs.
Mm-hmm.
It was great.
All right, Santa Claus. The Santa Claus with
Santa Claus.
Yeah.
The Santa
Tim Allen.
Claus.
Yeah.
The Santa Claus.
That is
Tim Allen.
one movie I have watched, but I don't remember anything from it. So by default, it wins.
I will say, because I'm choosing to interpret this question more loosely, I know it's not considered a holiday movie, but it is very definitely a holiday movie. It's The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, the other definitely not a holiday movie, but definitely a holiday movie.
A holiday.
It is literally about Halloween and Christmas.
Yep.
Yeah, it counts.
It counts.
I would have said Die Hard.
Yeah, I haven't seen Die Hard actually.
Yeah, I haven't either. That's the thing. So
well, that's because it's a holiday movie.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have. We just went over this.
I will say, my wife did show me a scene from Christmas Story. Where they're
shoot your eye out.
No, they're in the Chinese restaurant and they have all the waiters going fa ra 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 ra.
The very racist scene.
Yeah. The very racist scene. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's fucked up.
Not my favorite movie.
That's fair.
Which is the one where the guy is at the bridge and he's like, "Wait a minute, I want to live."
I don't have an answer.
I don't remember. It was one of those black and white holiday movies, I think.
Ah, gotcha.
Is it
Miracle on 34th Street or something like
that? That's not the one I'm thinking of, but it might be. Let me see if I can find an answer real quick. Nope. It's not. Nope. It's a Wonderful Life, is it?
It might be It's a Wonderful Life.
I've seen that movie exactly once.
Uh-huh.
Deca,
Yes.
what's your favorite job that you've had?
I have had 2 jobs, and I'm not picking either of them.
Fair enough. Your favorite job was being a DM.
No, actually, well, yes. But
No,
I
yes.
I actually had a sweatshop job when I was a sophomore in high school. Like, actually worked a sweatshop.
Was working in a sweatshop your favorite thing? Because that says a lot about your other jobs.
Yes.
And on that note, fuck capitalism.
But yeah, I say sweatshop because of how it was, I was a child performing labor. I got paid for it though. We were assembling books. Yeah, just hit the stapler on the book, pass it down. Hit the stapler on the book, pass it down. Yeah, that was maybe of the 3 jobs I've had. That's literally the most interesting.
Well, follow up because I rolled you again.
Uh-huh.
What has been your least favorite job?
It would actually have to be Walmart. Nothing that I ever did I worked at Walmart for 13 years, dear listeners. Nothing that I ever did at Walmart was particularly difficult, but there was almost always someone there to make it difficult for no reason.
You had to interact with the public.
I didn't even mind interacting with the public. I have funny ass stories about it now. I think we lost Alvin.
He has returned to Frog.
Camera machine broke.
Oh no.
I don't know how to fix that.
Have you tried turning it off and back on again?
What's that?
The classic IT solution.
Honestly.
As someone who works in IT, yes.
I have a lot of family that used to be in IT.
Look, it's the second thing you try. The first being, is it even plugged in?
Is it plugged in? Have we turned it on and off again? There we go.
Woo! You're
now
back.
there's a cat.
Just in time for a question for you.
Perfect.
If you could go back and give your 18-year-old self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Touch some grass.
Touch some grass.
Honestly, I was. Ugh. I don't even want to think about anything before I was 20.
Did I know you when you were 18?
No, I was maybe.
I think we all
18, 19. It was
Okay.
I think we
closer to 19.
Met in our early 20s, early to mid 20s.
Yeah, but I remember Alvin being the youngest.
Yeah, I still am the baby. At the ripe old age of 29.
Not even in your 30s yet.
Yeah, I know.
SMH my head.
You're the baby.
Just a baby. Yeah, I was 19. I would give my 18, 19-ish self. Touch some grass. Stop chasing relationships. Stop chasing women. Work on yourself. You'd be much further along if you just worked on yourself.
That would be my advice to me too.
Yeah.
Touch some grass.
Thinking about it, yeah, that should be my advice to myself. When I initially read this question, it was not. My initial response was just go to a fucking trade school.
That too, honestly.
Don't waste your fucking time in college.
I went to a trade school on my senior year. For all the good that did me.
Logically, yes. Just don't either sit down, get medicated, you stupid.
Fucking go to therapy.
Go to therapy. Get medicated. Touch some grass.
There we go. We got a whole ass list.
Yeah.
Me. Tell about the 3 most influential people in your life and how they've impacted you. Oh, okay. For starters, all right. So number 1 is my biological father.
Mhm.
I will go on the record as stating this man is a piece of shit. I do not like him. Unfortunately, that influenced my life a lot. I haven't spoken to this man more than a handful of times since I was about 13 years old. Um, every time I have, it's either been like a single sentence or a family emergency involving his side of the family. Um, so I grew up for honestly like the most formative years of my life without my biological father. But that's fine because I have a fantastic stepfather. We've got a great relationship. And he showed me more about being a man and about how you should treat a partner than my biological father ever could have in his life. So, thanks, Greg. I appreciate you.
Thanks, Greg.
Uh,
Love Greg.
Good man,
I
Greg.
love Greg. um, second would be my brother. There's a 15-year age gap between me and my older brother. So growing up, my brother was absolutely my hero. Um, almost everything I'm interested in, I got into from him. Like learning to play bass, being interested in video games, the aesthetics that I like, the types of books that I like, everything comes back to just wanting to be like my brother. Um, which is incredibly funny because if you put us next to each other, you wouldn't even necessarily know we're related.
Hey, are you biological brothers?
We are half brothers. We
Gotcha.
share the same mother.
Gotcha.
I don't have any full-blooded siblings, but I love my brother and sister from my mom's side more than life itself. I'd absolutely take a bullet for either of them. And third would be my grandfather. My grandfather is absolutely one of the wisest men I have ever met. I have, if you know me, you've probably seen the tattoo I have on my arm. Um, it's a memorial for my grandfather. One of the tattoos I plan on getting in the future is going to mix my love of gaming with something that my grandfather used to say. It's going to be a D20 with a 1 facing up, which if you don't play D&D, if you roll a natural 1, you automatically fail at something. But it's going to have a quote from him around it saying, "This too will pass." Which is a reminder to myself that no matter how bad things are, no matter how bad the circumstance is, you're going to keep going on after it. And that's something that I try to hold myself to, especially after like my life fell apart in 2018. I very heavily considered not continuing on, and holding to that is really what got me through. And my
The infinite promise of the next day.
pretty much. So now that that heavy shit's out of the way, Alvin, what does your morning routine look like?
I wake up 5 minutes before I need to leave, throw on my clothes, and leave. That's basically it. Yeah.
Towards the end of my time at Walmart, that was me too.
Yeah, I try to get ready as much as possible at night, so I don't have to wake up any earlier than me.
I'll put my clothes out in my chair, socks. Only thing I really have to do. Just my wife. That's it.
All right, and now there's 5 closer questions on this list. So I'm gonna see just what order we answer these in. Deca.
Hi.
1 through 5. Take a pick.
I'll go down the uprights and go 3.
What are 3 other podcasts you would recommend and why?
I have an answer for this actually. Obviously ours. Just keep watching ours. It's okay. We're good people sometimes.
We're all right.
Only on Tuesdays.
Only on Tuesdays. And there is a podcast that I am actually going to recommend. It is on Patreon. Features some of my favorite people that I like. not even getting into like the what's that phenomenon called when you like a celebrity a lot.
Parasocial relationship.
Yeah, getting dangerously close to a parasocial relationship, but not, I still have that barrier. Featuring Brennan Lee Mulligan, Abria Iyengar, Eric Ishii, and Lou Wilson. It's called Worlds Beyond Number. It is a D&D actual play podcast. But again, those are my absolute favorite creators in the space, so I'm gonna recommend them.
Valid, good choices.
Love you. DM me. Okay. Anyway, that's two.
Yeah, that's technically two, I guess.
It says other podcasts. So.
Sure. I like listening to the Command Zone podcast. It is not really a podcast for me because I kind of watch the video on YouTube. But it is close enough. They talk about Commander, as is Magic the Gathering's probably most popular format right now. I like the guys that run it. They're good people. And I think as far as one more podcast, I would have to call a friend and ask him for a recommendation. But my friend Bob, shoutouts to Bob, listens to like a bevy of podcasts of like a bunch of Rooster Teeth stuff. The Magnus Archives, that's the one. I talked my way through it. Magnus Archives. listen to that. It's just weird, and it's unintentionally funny for me. If I had an honorable mention, it'd be what the hell is that called? It's the Appalachia one.
Old Gods of Appalachia?
That's the one. Old Gods of Appalachia. I listen to podcasts all the time. What are you talking about? Old Gods of Appalachia is a good one too. Those are the two I would recommend. Those are the three I would recommend.
I'm glad you got this question because I don't listen to podcasts.
Yeah, I would have maybe one.
Uh-huh.
All right, Alvin. 1 through 5, not including 3.
Let's do 2.
Let's do 2. What are 3 movies you'd recommend and why?
Ooh, okay.
No Christmas ones. No
holiday ones. If you're looking for 3 Christmas movie recommendations, go somewhere else. This is a good one. Jurassic Park is one of my favorite movies of all time. It is so good. Great practical effects, great special effects. It is timeless. It holds up. And it doesn't have the Chris Pratt in it. So automatic win. Let's see. You know what? I'm going to do it like this. That's my 90s movie. There's going to be an 80s movie and I guess a 2000.
Sure.
My 80s movie, it's tough, but Top Gun, surprisingly good movie, and it is slightly homoerotic. So slightly.
I have heard that.
So it's a great movie for anybody to watch, I think, because I also think it makes those weird people that are like really into like military corps shit because of like the weird underlying homoeroticism. But it's a great movie, all things considered. I think it still holds up. Great practical effects. Stories like whatever. It's clearly about Soviets, so it's like whatever. It's a good movie. If you like action, it's good. Got some weird like romantic scenes in it. Could have done without it. I'd be okay with it. But I think it's a good 80s movie. It's between that and Back to the Future. Really good. And then for my 2000s pick, I didn't watch a lot of movies in 2000s. And I guess technically this movie came out in 1999, but everybody remembers it in 2000s. It's The Matrix.
Right.
It's a good movie. I don't care if you like or don't like sci-fi. It's got Keanu Reeves in it.
That's reason enough.
Great effects. It's got Lawrence Fishburne in it too. Like, come on. And it's a great movie. I think it's good escapism. Like a weird power fantasy / dystopian genre.
Very intriguing trans-allegory that we put a pin in that for until we get to the next few
episodes.
Yeah, that's like After Dark. Without context, After Dark, yeah. So Jurassic Park, The Matrix, and Top Gun.
Mm-hmm.
And since I have the list in front of me, I'll let you two pick 1, 4, or 5 for me.
You can have.
I was gonna pick 5, so the brain cell's still
There we go.
firmly in the one place.
All right. Where can listeners find me online? You can't. I don't exist.
I'm a figment of your
Shut the
imagination.
fuck up, liar.
We'll do a different question because that's dumb. So 1 or 3.
1 or 4.
That's the bitch. 1 or 4.
1.
1. What are 3 books you would recommend and why?
Glad you got that question.
I read a book once.
I know how to read.
Magic Treehouse 1 through 3.
There you go. I saw TikTok on that earlier today.
I did too. That's why it's stuck in my head.
See if I can get my camera to refocus correctly here. Nope. All right. 3 books. If you're into role-playing games, which you probably are if you're watching this podcast, of Dice and Men. Sorry, it's a very good one. It's about the creation of D&D and how it's evolved over the years, the effects that it has had on pop culture, the effects that pop culture and the sensationalism around D&D has affected the people that play it, as well as the general populace. It's really neat to learn about the history of something you really enjoy. And I've played D&D for going on 20 years now. So that was important to me. Second on my list, and I'm going to reveal, I guess, that I'm a teenage girl. I unironically like John Green books. I think they're well written. I really like what he does with his plots, particularly Looking for Alaska. It actually covers some pretty big topics, especially on grief and finding yourself. And I think especially in a young adult lit section, finding yourself is dealt with really heavily. Grief usually isn't. And I think that's important, especially for young people growing up to be able to read about.
Can you tell who the psychology major is?
Me.
I'm a psych major.
Another book I would recommend. What's the last book I want to recommend? Oh, I'm trying to think of something that actually mattered to me a lot. Probably It by Stephen King.
Ignoring that one part.
What?
Ignoring that one part.
Ignoring that one part. We don't talk about that part.
Yeah.
I don't know what part you're talking about.
We'll tell you later.
That's for the After Dark.
Yep.
I like King as an author. I don't like horror as a genre for the most part. I don't like horror movies. I don't like horror video games, which is a shame because there's a bunch of great movies and games in that genre. But I don't like being afraid. I don't like adrenaline. I don't like how it makes me feel. So, but I couldn't put it down when I was in high school. I read it in about 2 days. I've read it again within the past 5 years. I read it again in 2 days. I just really enjoy it. It's a great coming of age story. It's a great story about mysticism and thinking about things beyond this world and the power that your friends and relationships can have on all of that. And yeah, I think it's great. Go read it. King as an author, hit or miss. I've been slowly trying to work my way through another one of his books that I can't even remember the name of right now. But yeah, I enjoy it.
Valid.
Something like that. So, if you enjoyed listening, watching, however you're consuming this media, consider doing all those things you do with,
How to subscribe.
Like, subscribe, hit that bell, retweet, share with your followers, share with your friends, talk about it, throw it on a bird and send it into the universe. I don't fucking know, man. Just do the thing.
Yep, someone who said last time, I don't do this that often. You're doing it 2 weeks in a row.
You know what? Now you don't get me next week. Taking a week off.
You say that now.
I say that now.
Go watch Dungeons and D20s if you're, or Dummies and D20s.
Dummies and D20s.
There you go.
My bad. There's a bunch of D words. I don't know the difference.
Alliteration.
English wasn't my first language. That's my excuse. Yeah, shameless plug. Go watch Dummies and D20s if you just finished.
It's true.
Our editor Shark is working on that as we speak.
Yeah, that's why we're here and you don't see his face.
It's true. But thank you guys for coming out. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening, watching, all of that good stuff. We're Without Context. And until next time, y'all.
Bye. Bye.